There's no cooking like home cooking. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Rodriguez, and welcome to another edition of Dodgers Latest, where we bring you the very best of the 8-time World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers. Yeah, a 10-game road trip, pretty good. 6-4 with visits to Atlanta, Miami, and Phoenix, and now the Dodgers home for 9. We'll get into that. And first of all, we wanted to thank you for continuing to support our YouTube channel, Dodgers Latest. Subscribers are keep going. We listen and read to all the comments, so keep hitting us up. Love that you're supporting us here on Dodgers Latest. And you can hit me up, of course, on X and Instagram at JRodShow. Well, the big news, and he's going to pitch in this series, is Roki Sasaki. More importantly, what is his future? Well, Sasaki isn't going anywhere. That's according to Dave Roberts, the Dodgers manager, essentially saying there's no minor league stint, there's no get him down, get some confidence, none of that stuff. His place is in the big leagues, and this is where he will stay. And I like the vote of confidence. Sasaki, of course, 1-1 ERA of almost 5 at 4.72. And here is what's the troubling part. 34 innings, 24 strikeouts, not bad. But in those 34 innings, he's walked 22 guys and given up 29 hits. That's a whip of almost 1.5. That means almost 1.5 base runners per inning for him. That's too many guys, and that's going to make too many pitches, and it allows him to not go deep into games. Last time out against Arizona, he had a no decision, went 4 innings, gave up 5 earned and 2 walks. What everyone's telling you is, listen, the velocity is there with Roki, right? He can bring it to the plate. Problem is there isn't much command. There isn't much movement. So if you can lure him into making a lot of pitches, you're going to get him out of the game. And that comes with just reps and innings and more as he gets a look at these major league hitters. And again, that's what Dave Roberts is saying. Yeah, we could send him to AAA or AA or wherever, but that's not where he needs to be. This is his spot. This is where he belongs. And we saw that passion after getting rocked his first game where he was in tears in the dugout. You got to love that passion. This guy's a big leaguer. He looks like it. And Dave Roberts is convinced. And Roki Sasaki is going nowhere. A guy who's going nowhere is Tanner Scott, right? Dodgers signed him to basically be the closer. He was an all-star last year. Pitched for the Marlins and the Padres. Dodgers signed him to a 4-year deal. And he has been simply brilliant. Look at that. 1.83 ERA. That is a career low for him. Look at that whip. 0.76. It's got an right-handers are hitting the on-base percentage of right-handed hitters is .388 against them, which is great because you don't get many hitters when you're a relief pitcher. And he's currently on a stretch where he's pitched 6 2/3 scoreless innings, and 9 saves. Okay, he has been a rock in the back of that bullpen to shut things down. And he did start a little bumpy, right? Blew a couple of games, let one get away in Texas, but for the most part, he is exactly what the Dodgers paid for in that big 4-year deal. And he has been the anchor closing games out in that bullpen. We expect to see him probably in this series against the A's. Tanner Scott has certainly delivered for the Dodgers. And speaking of which, the Dodgers home for 9 games, and it starts with the traveling A's, the surprising A's. Well, they're not the Oakland A's anymore. They're soon to be the Las Vegas A's. They're currently the Sacramento A's, but they don't believe in labels, right? They're that kind of guy, right? They don't believe in labels. We're just the Athletics. Well, they have been the surprising A's for Mark Kotsay and company, 21-20. They actually have a winning record, and they're currently in second place in the American League West, 1.5 behind the Mariners. But what has been surprising, look at that, 13-7 away from their home field. Listen, you can almost say that every game's a road game for the A's this year, but they have won 13 out of 20 on the road, and they've got some hitters. They've got some studs on this team. Dodgers will be getting a real close look at the A's as they open up this homestand tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday night at Dodger Stadium. They're a fun bunch, and for all the sort of crap and misery and all the things they went through in Oakland. And it's a shame because Oakland should have a team. And I think it's an ownership thing as much as more than it is a fan thing in Oakland. It's good to see them playing well because it's not the players' fault. They're just out there. They're developing. Mark Kotsay is doing a great job as their manager. And it's good to see the A's playing well. 21-20. Not too far out of a playoff spot. And again, more impressive than not, the focus. 13-7 on the road. So let's preview this A's series. Yeah, it's the first of 9 for the Dodgers, 3 with the A's, 3 with the Angels, and 3 with the Diamondbacks. A couple of highlights of this series. Well, we could see the return of Clayton Kershaw, maybe Sunday against the Angels, or maybe Monday when the Arizona Diamondbacks come to town. 3 games against the A's starts tonight. It's Jeffrey Springs, the left-hander for the A's, 4.81 ERA. He will go up against Landon Knack. Kike Hernandez, if you're in the betting world, well, Kike is 4 for 9 with a home run against the lefty Jeffrey Springs. Wednesday, really interesting matchup. The 14th best prospect in baseball, one of the A's top prospects, Gunnar Hoglund. He will take the mound. He's 1-0 with an ERA of 2.38. He will draw Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Of course, Yamamoto roughed up his last time out. Yeah, his ERA actually went up to 1.80. And then on Thursday, the finale of the series, it'll be Osvaldo Bido for Oakland, who's got an ERA of 4.75, and he will draw Roki Sasaki, who we talked about, 1-1 with an ERA of 4.72. Then the Angels come to town. Hopefully Mike Trout will be back. Maybe Clayton Kershaw will be back. And then they close things out with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Remember, Dodgers' best record in baseball, 27-14. They lead the Padres in the National League West. They've got a better mark than the Detroit Tigers, who have the second best record in baseball. So the Dodgers, 27-14. And if you look at their record last year en route to a World Series after the same amount of games, after 41 games, exactly the same, 27-14. That's consistency. That's Dodgers' latest for a Tuesday. I'm Jim Rodriguez. Remember, hit me up on X and on Instagram at JRodShow. And remember, it's always time for Dodger Baseball.